Hi guys, welcome to the next video of our HTML CSS training from the Code Learning Hub. In this video, we will discuss the next set of basic tags. The div tag. The div tag in HTML is a generic container. Is used to group HTML elements together for styling purposes or to apply JavaScript functions. Let's see with an example. So to demonstrate this, I want to create one HTML file. And by using the shortcut exclamation mark, I can get the HTML, basic HTML content. So here let me write a div and I want to write few paragraph elements. So here I'm writing this is first paragraph and I'm gonna copy paste for the second paragraph and I'm gonna write second paragraph here. I'll write one more h3 tag. Let's say div demo. You can see the div in the browser. One more thing, that div is a block level element, which means when you inspect this div, when you say block level element, it is going to take the 100% of the width in the web page. So in this div, you see that it is taking 100% width. So that is why we call it as a block level element. So now I just want to have a background color of something for this div or for this container. Then I'll go here and then add the style. I want to give black color as background color, and for foreground color I will give white. Okay, you need some padding for the elements inside the div. You can also customize the height and width of the container also. So I just want to take the width till here. So that's when I'll use the width CSS property here. Let's take 300 pixel and let's just see. Yeah, so I feel this is fine. And if you want this div also to be aligned with some padding from the left side, so that is when I need to use a style called margin. Let's give 50 pixel. Anyway, about padding and margin we are going to discuss in the different class. Once you save it, now you can see the better styling of the div. So this way div can be used for styling by grouping the different elements together and applying the CSS styles. Okay, next one is the span tag. The span tag in HTML is used to apply styles or scripting to a specific section of a text within a larger block of text, such as paragraph. Let's see this with an example. Let's flip to the Visual Studio, and here, so in this paragraph, the first paragraph, I want to bold the first text. So here I can use a span tag here. For the first text here, place it inside the span, and I can apply separate styles to this span. Like I want to make this bold. For this, I'll use font weight. See, this first became bold, and I want to give you a different color to this first text here. So for this, I'll use the color CSS property, and let's make it blue. So it got applied. That way, span is used to style some particular text inside a larger text. And span is an inline element, meaning it doesn't create a line break before or after itself. When you inspect the span element here, so it is so when you see on the left side, so it is highlighting only the till the content of the element. I mean, the span content is having just first text, so it is occupying till that space only, so till that content only. But when you say block level element, it will take the full space, that is 100%. So div is a block level element. See, so let's see. So if I add one more div element here, or paragraph, so let me add a paragraph here, test paragraph. So this is coming after the line break. So when you add elements before or after that element, so if it is coming in the next line, then that is called a block level element. Even paragraph is also a block level element. See, in this div, so I have two paragraphs, the first paragraph and the second paragraph, right? So as this is a block level element, the next paragraph, the next element you have added is coming in the next line. But for span, so it is taking the space only till the content is. So that is why we call it as an inline element. So that's the difference between inline and block level elements. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, next one is A, anchor tag. The anchor tag is used in HTML to create hyperlinks. Hyperlinks are clickable elements that allow users to navigate from one web page to another web page, or to a different sections within the same web page. Let's see that with an example. Within the content of the anchor tag, you can write the text that you want to show for the hyperlink. So let me write go to Google. Okay. So when I flip to the browser, it doesn't seem to be a hyperlink. It is just like a text. Why? The anchor tag in HTML requires to specify an attribute called href. So that is to define the destination URL or the location within the document to which it needs to go. You can specify the destination URLs in href attribute, either external web pages or the web pages within your project. Here I am giving an external web page called google.com. So as soon as I give the href attribute here, so it now shows like a hyperlink. When I click on this, it is taking me to the google.com. And let me copy and paste it here. And here, so apart from the external website link, you can also give the a different web page within the same project. Let's say we need to go to this attributes demo.html. You can also specify that. And I'm changing the text here. So go to Google and go to attributes demo. So when you click on this, will be taking to the web page that we have added earlier. We also have another attribute in this anchor tag is target. So target, you can give self. So self is a default behavior. So when you use the self, it is going to open the hyperlink in the same web page. When you want to open the linked web page in a separate tab, then you need to change the target attribute to blank. So now when you click on this, the link document, the link web page will be opened in a separate tab. You can also use anchor tag in your HTML to go to particular location in the same document. So let's see that with an example. So let's say you have a section. So let me write that in div as well. And here, so I'm going to give one ID to this, and let's call it as a section 1. And here I'll write one h1 tag and says section 1. And then I want to give a height of 600 pixel. So I want to write similar div here for different section, and here I'll write section 2 for ID and section 2 here. Let's see in the browser how it is rendered. Yeah, you see section 1 and section 2. Let me write an anchor tag. So here I'll say go to section 2. So when you want to go to section 2, which is inside the same document, so in the href I need to use a symbol called hash and then the ID of the section where you want to go. So I need to go to this section 2. So I'll give this ID section 2. And in the bottom also I'm going to add one more anchor tag here. Let me copy this one and paste it here. So I need to add a link to go to section 1. So here I have a link. So that says go to section 2. So when I click on this, it is automatically scrolling down to the section 2 part. And here when I click on this go to section 1 link, then it is taking to the section 1 in the document. Next one is self-closing and empty tags. Self-closing and empty tags are the elements that don't have closing tags, and it may or may not have the content. The first two tags we have HR and BR. Both of them are example for empty tags. HR tag is used to create a horizontal line in the document. Let's say I want to separate first div and the hyperlinks in the document. So I'll use an HR tag here. So after the div, I'll add a HR tag. So if you see, it doesn't have the closing tag. So that is why we call it as an empty tag. See, you see a horizontal line here. And the BR tag, BR stands for break line. So here this anchor tag is a inline level element. So that's why it is taking up the space based on the content. So if the content is small, it will take less space. If the content is bigger, it is going to take bigger space. So as they are inline, all the elements are coming one after the other. So I can break them. I can make them into different line by using the BR tag. So here after this link, I'll give break tag. So for all the links here. Now you see all the hyperlinks are coming in the next line. Now I want one more horizontal line here after the hyperlinks. Yeah. Next one is image tag. The image tag in HTML is used to embed the images into the web page. It is an empty element because it doesn't have closing tag. So within the section 1 here, I want to place the image here. So I'll use image tag here. If you see it, it doesn't have the closing tag. So that's why we call it as empty tag. So here the image tag requires to specify the attribute called src. This is the source of the image that you want to put in the web page. So here in this images folder, I have a image called Code Learning Hub. So I want to place that here. So I'll go to images folder and then add this. Sorry, I have placed at the end. Sorry. Let me get it here in this section 1 div. So it is taking up full space. So based on the resolution of the image, it is taking up that space. So this is where I need to control the image height and width. So when I give the width to 300, it will also control the height based on the resolution of the image. So you can also use the title attribute here in this image. Code Learning Hub. So the purpose of this title attribute is to display the text as a tooltip when you hover on the image. You need to use alternative attribute. So we'll use this alt attribute in the image to provide alternative text for the image if the image cannot be loaded for some reason or for accessibility purpose. So if you just change the name of the file, so there it cannot load the image, so that's why it displays the alternative text here. So that's all for today, guys. We'll come back again for the next video of HTML CSS training. Thank you. Bye, guys.